Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Bob and John Sports Hour with our co-host, Mr. Ray. Yeah, Mr. Ray Sandoval. This sports show is for all you who love sports, and if you're like women who don't like sports but you're watching us anyway, could you just drop us a line and let us know which one you find attractive?
I think this Ray's going to win because it's all about the youth, Bob.
Yeah, it's all about the youth.
It's about the youth and the hair. It's the hair, Bob.
Yeah, but you know what? Sometimes they want experience. They don't want to have to explain. You know what I mean?
Oh, Ray, your thoughts?
They don't want to have to explain.
He was the number one draft pick last year. Come on, Bob.
Exactly. Today on our show, we will be going all NFL all the time. In the producer's chair, we have my boy Hunter, who is
he's not on camera.
He's not on camera. He'll be on camera later for the Afternoon Delight podcast, but he is all decked out in his little Yoda outfit.
Yeah,
and his lightsabers. So we'll be talking Star Wars, Star Trek later.
He can come sit over here if you want.
But today we are talking all NFL.
Yeah, all NFL. So much going on, Mr.
Yeah, training camp. The rookies report today and tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Veterans come in in 8 days. Mm-hmm. We've already got some grumblings, especially out of the 49er camp that I was listening to the radio today. Guess who wants a trade, a raise, or he'll sit out?
Let me see. Was it the guy that sat out last year for more money?
No, because they signed him to a contract, and he's hurt. He's not going to start.
God, who?
His replacement.
Oh.
Jawan Jennings.
Oh, didn't he? Oh, no, he didn't get paid.
No, well, he got paid 2 years ago. They extended his contract. He got 2 years, $15 million. Ray Sandoval, let me ask you a question. Jawan Jennings, would you pay him $15 to $20 million a year?
I'd consider the 15 at the most, but then you're getting into low end wide receiver one money, and I don't know if that's what he is. I wouldn't say he is, and then so that's what I would say.
Yeah,
I'd say no. I mean, he kind of disappeared last year towards the end of the year. I mean,
he did. He did a little. Well, that had to do with the fact that the Niners were horrible. Their offensive line wasn't giving Brock Purdy much.
When you step up, Bob.
I understand, but you're gonna have someone throw you the ball. No, I was listening today to the commentators, to the guys on another show, and they were saying that
no names will be mentioned.
Yeah, he is just not. He's not low one money wise. I mean, he is he's wanting like $15 million right now. He's currently at 7.5. So when Brandon Ayuk comes back from injury, he's not going to be the number one guy. And then they started going off on who are some free agents that they could bring in. DJ Chark. It was just a list of like...
Yeah, there's stats. 28 logged career high of 77 catches for 975 yards, 6 touchdowns in 2024.
Yeah. See, he's due 7.5.
Yeah. Is that 15? No. I mean, again...
But you also got to consider the reason why he had as many opportunities and targets that he did was because there was an injured Ayuk coming off the injury. So there was a injured McCaffrey.
Right. Injured Deebo Samuel.
The injured Deebo. So all these games where players are sitting out, of course he's going to get more targets.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I know they had some issues towards the end of the year, and he did, he kind of disappeared. I mean, he didn't see the big catches. We had the one big game.
Right. He had the 3 touchdown game against the Rams.
Yeah. And the very next game, I remember him maybe getting 3 catches, 3 or 4 catches. A lot of drop balls. A lot of drop
A lot of
balls.
drop.
Yeah.
But my question is, if you're the Niners and he goes, great, I'm going to sit out, you know that Brandon Ayuk isn't going to come back for at least the first 6 games.
Yeah.
Do you take a flyer and give $2 million to Odell Beckham Jr. because he just got cut?
Didn't he just get picked up?
Oh, did he? I don't know. I heard over the weekend Miami cut him. Did he already get picked up?
Yeah, because he was last with Miami, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they cut him last week.
Yeah, and somebody picked him up. I can't remember who it was.
Yeah, I don't see him sitting around, even at his vast age. I don't see him sitting around.
Well, another thing too is the Niners really can't go more than 10 because they'll be over the salary cap because they gave Purdy way too much money.
Ooh,
They signed Brock. They signed Kittle. They signed.
Are the numbers in for? Did they show the increase in salary cap? I know it changes every year due to TV revenue and all that.
Yeah. But what they do is they base it on the year before. So when free agency starts in April, they've already got that number with the cap of what they can spend. So, yeah, they extended Fred Warner. They re-signed Kittle. They overpaid on Brock Purdy, I think, because I think he's sitting now at like $47 million. You know, but and then Trent Williams, they gave Trent Williams more money. So I don't know, man. I mean, if I'm Juwan Jennings, I'm going full Rod Tidwell and Jerry Maguire.
Yeah.
Shut up, perform, and you'll get paid at the end of the year.
Yeah, that's how I mean, again, it's, job performance. I mean, if you're going to go by last year's numbers,
Right.
And the year prior to that, because he was there the year before. I mean, that's one thing.
Right.
But hey, this is your opportunity. You're going to be a number 1 or number 2.
Right.
You're going to have an opportunity with someone who is the number 1 to be sitting out for maybe 3 or 4 games, right?
Right.
It's an opportunity to show them that you're worth the money.
Right.
And instead of doing this yappa, shut your fucking mouth.
Right.
Go out there and play football.
Right.
You know?
Well, yeah, and I get that. I mean, I really do get that. But it seems now that like every wide receiver who wants a raise is yapping.
Yeah.
And
well, that's crazy though. That's what I find crazy because the market right now for wide receivers is insane. There's some great wide receivers out there, and you gotta. I know everybody in the NFL has a fucking ego, a huge ego.
Oh, yeah.
I get that.
Oh, yeah.
You know that, but legitimately who number 1s are out there right now, dude. So if you start asking for number 1 money,
well, here's my favorite part of all this is the year they gave Pat Mahomes 50. Tyreek Hill goes, I want 40.
Yeah.
All right. We can't give you 40. I'll find somebody who will. He went to the Dolphins. The Dolphins haven't even won a playoff game with Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Now, do you think if Tyreek Hill starts chasing the rings again instead of money, do you think he'd come back to the Chiefs for like $18 million a year just so he can get a couple more rings? I would. At the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, we judge people on championships.
Yeah.
That's the great debate. Who's better, Jordan or LeBron?
Yeah.
LeBron's got 4 rings. Jordan's got 6. Jordan's 6-0, never went to a game 7 in any.
That's the big one, Bob.
Well, yeah.
That's the one that everybody throws out. Every time I see the dispute, I go through the comments, and the very first one never lost a playoff, never lost a championship game.
Right.
Boom.
Never lost championship series.
Go right at the end of it.
Yeah,
Go.
I see. But I mean, we can get into a whole debate about that. But if I'm Tyreek Hill and I'm borderline Hall of Fame, I want a couple more rings.
Yeah.
Ray, what do you think?
See, that's the thing is it just comes down to the individual because wide receivers, players in general, but we're talking wide receivers right now. Wide receivers make it very clear all the time that they feel like they are deserving of more money, bigger paychecks.
Yeah.
But like how you mentioned, Tyreek chose to leave the Chiefs the best contending team and still a very much contending team for the Super Bowl just to make more money. But
Yeah.
yes, I agree with you. Where he's at now at this point in his career, after he's made all that money and got that big bag, yeah, if I was him, I would go to the Chiefs for $18 million a year, knowing they already have such a high chance of winning the Super Bowl, but then you
Mhm.
add a weapon like that for Patrick Mahomes, you know you're just gonna skyrocket the chances and his opportunities.
Right.
And if you, like you said, if you care, everyone plays the game for different reasons. A lot of people play it for money, and then some people play it because they actually want to win. Now, if you care about winning, man, you just take whatever money you can and join a team that's the best contending team or one of the better contending teams. So
Yeah.
I agree. I think that's what I would do.
Then why would Devontae Adams go to the Jets? No, I'm kidding.
Well, no. Devontae Adams signed a big contract to go with the Raiders and get paid.
I know, but
Then he wanted to go to the Jets with Aaron Rodgers. All right, but see, but the best example of chasing rings instead of chasing money. Tom Brady was never a top 10 paid quarterback the whole time he was with the Patriots.
Yeah.
Because Tom Brady understood to win, you need a team around him. So he's like, pay everybody else. Don't overpay on one person.
Yeah.
But pay everybody else. I'm happy where I'm at. And as long as I'm getting rings, I'm happy. And I mean, he didn't ask to be the highest paid quarterback until he went to Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
And then for 1 year, he was the highest paid quarterback, and he did win a Super Bowl.
He won that Super Bowl.
Yeah, but I mean, yes, taking care of your family is important. I get it. I got to feed my family. Well, you can feed them just as well on 20 million as you can on 40 million.
Do you need 8 cars?
No. This is right. All right. So this is my favorite story. Okay. This is one of my favorite stories. Charles Barkley is having a conversation with Larry Bird. Larry Bird drove an old Ford F-150 the whole time he played in the league. Like he had a modest house back in French Lick. So one day he's talking to Charles Barkley, and Charles is showing him like pictures. Yo, man, look at all the cars I got. I got like 8 cars. And Larry looks at him and he goes, Charles, why do you have 8 cars? He goes, man, I like, cars and this. He goes, you can only drive one at a time.
That is correct.
What's your retirement looking like right now? And that's when Charles realized he didn't have anything in savings. All he had was a nice house with 8 cars. What's that going to get you down the road?
Not a damn thing.
And like Larry Bird said, he said, I've had a lot of NBA players come to me after they've retired and ask me for money, and I turn them all down because I explained, you're making all this money now. You need to save for the future. You know how many guys who leave the leagues are broke?
Are broke. A lot of them broke players.
Yeah, they're selling their memorabilia. They're out doing autograph signings. I mean, Lester Hayes, Cliff Branch, all those guys they'll go to Walmart in a heartbeat to sign autographs for $20.
Yeah, but that too for that. They should have been better with their money, but they weren't getting paid millions.
No, they weren't, but they were still making a lot more than the general public was.
Yeah, they were.
And if you invested and saved it, it would still be there.
Yeah. It was funny because I saw that clip of Pete Rose.
Yeah.
Did you see it? It was been playing out the last couple of weeks, but I think he's on the Johnny Carson show.
Uh-huh.
And Johnny asked him how much his first contract was.
Yeah.
It was $14,000 a year.
Yeah, $14,000 a year. But that was in the 60s.
Yeah, I know. And I was like, Jesus Christ. He goes, then I won Rookie of the Year, and I bumped that up to like $44,000. I was like, yeah.
Okay, so but back in the day,
yeah, that was a lot of money.
$44,000 could have bought you 2 homes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heading into the season, prospects are even higher for Bowers as he finally has a capable quarterback. Mr. Who? Geno Smith. That's it. Are we sure about that one, Ray? Capable?
Oh, wait. I'm capable? 100%.
100%.
Look at that smile on his face.
Look.
You, John.
Top 14 quarterback is where I expect him, but top 10 is where I think his ceiling is. I think he can make top 10 at 10, so I'm hopeful.
Yeah, the Raiders' offense has several improved offensive pieces and borrows as well. So life should be easier for the second-year tight end, Mr. Sharp.
I actually want to say one thing about Brock Bowers real quick.
Yeah.
Brock Bowers is the first player ever in NFL ever going into their second year to be ranked the first in their position.
I was just getting to that. Yeah. And
Hey.
Flower
Hey,
rated Bauer.
John,
Yeah.
where'd you go to college?
Some school, some really crummy school out in Georgia. So,
He's got 2 national championships.
Yeah, it makes history in our top 10 poll. So yeah. Flowers rated Bowers.
Brock Bowers.
Brock. I'm excited. I am excited. I still think Kittle should have been ahead of him, but that's for a different story. Look at both of your faces.
Sicilian, please.
I think he had the year he had because there was no pieces there for the Raiders, and granted, he took advantage of it.
Sure,
perfect. He took advantage of it, but I still think Kittle's is a better tight end right now than Bowers.
Okay, so that's because Kittle's been in the league longer,
right. That's what
I think. At the end of the day, if Brock Bowers does not get hurt, he's going to go down as one of the greatest tight ends ever. But he's got some big shoes to fill, right? You got Anthony Gonzalez, you got Kellen Winslow Sr., who was the bomb for the Chargers back when they had Dan Fouts and stuff. Gronk. Okay, look. Everyone thinks Gronk is great. I like Gronk. The Gronk is 6'7", 265. He was hard to tackle. Now, was he a great tight end? He blocked a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Travis Kelce's a great tight end. Mark Andrews is solid. John Mackey was one of the best. That's why the award's named after him. There's a lot of great tight ends. Ozzie Newsome. There's a lot of great tight ends that he's going to have. As long as he's consistent and doesn't get hurt in the next 10 years, he'll be probably one of the best.
Okay. Well,
I have a question for you, John.
Yeah, go ahead, buddy.
Okay, so now let me ask you this. If do you think that if Kittle and Bowers swap teams, that Kittle could have done as good as he did last year? That did, because I think Bowers would have done just as good as he did last year on the Niners. But I don't know if Kittle would have done just as good on the Raiders, given the situation going on in the building and the quarterback situation.
Oh, I think he would have done just as good. I think so, because he would be the only piece. He'd be the only valuable piece that you guys have, just like with Bowers. He knew Bowers. I mean, Aiden or whatever his name was. I don't know how many quarterbacks you had last year, but he knew where to throw the ball. And I think if he would have had Kittles, it would have been the same situation. I think they would have the same exact numbers, because he would have been the piece to go to on both teams. Either way, when you switch those two guys, I think if you switch those two guys, I think Brock doesn't have that great of a year as he did with the Raiders, because the Niners had more pieces to throw the ball to or run in that situation than the Raiders did.
I don't know. I think
offensively,
I think Bowers probably would have had just as good a year, because being a rookie, he's not going to get double teamed.
True.
And I think they would.
He got double teamed, though. I'll tell you that. He got double teamed.
Yeah, because he was the only piece for the Raiders. But I think with the Niners, they would have dropped off, and they would have covered. They would have not. They probably would have put a tight end instead of safety on him, and he probably for the first 6 games, he probably would have killed the linebacker. I'm sorry, the line. He would kill a linebacker trying to cover him.
Yeah, there's your top tier as far as AI is concerned. You got Kittles, Laporta, McBride, Kelce, and Andrews.
Yeah,
as your top tier,
right?
And here you go. Where you got here? Let me.
Yeah, see, I would make Bowers top tier. I wouldn't put him in the second tier.
AI doesn't think so. No, I'm kidding.
What does AI know? It's artificial.
Yeah, and here's your new list. So your new list does have Brock up on top as number one. Then Kittles, Laporta, McBride, Kelce, Andrews.
You know what's cool?
Yes,
is in my keeper league.
Yeah,
I got Brock Bowers and Travis Kelce.
Oh. Damn!
I started two tight ends last year a lot.
Well, you guys could use him one as a flex.
Yes,
nice.
I did.
Yeah.
Brock's the flex for sure.
No, Brock was always my starter, man, because Kelce didn't have a great year last year.
He didn't have a very good year.
But,
you didn't use him. Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, Brock was always my tight end. I mean, when he didn't have a bye.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, hey John, let's go back to that article you were reading about. Devontae Adams is really happy with Sean McVay.
Boom, right there, Mr. Sharp. Let it load. It is loading.
Okay.
Come on, MSN. Don't give me crapola. Let's do this.
What?
Mr. Bob Sharp.
Oh, hey Ray. While the article's coming up, we were talking. We have not made a decision because it's a group decision, not an individual decision. I think it's better if we held the draft in the last Sunday in August instead of next week, because the last Sunday in August we'll know who's hurt, who's not hurt, who's going to start, who's not going to start, instead of drafting way too early and somebody gets hurt in training camp, like blows an ACL. What do you think?
I mean, I already thought about that, but I still think that 27th, that's me. Because I know for a fact, one person won't be able to do it at all. He'll be on auto draft the whole day.
Okay.
Yeah, Ryan. Right?
No, not Ryan. No. It'll be Tracy's son. If we do it the next week after that 27th, then he's gonna be auto drafted the whole thing because he has work.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm thinking more like either August 24th or August 31st.
Oh, you're trying to go that late into next month?
Yeah. Because the season starts the first Sunday in September.
Yeah.
So say you draft Ashton Jinchi with your first round pick. Okay. Training camp just opens.
And
his first preseason game, he blows out an ACL.
You're done.
Okay. Now you're hunting for another pick to replace him. But if we held it in August, we already know who's hurt. So we don't draft that guy. And we know who's going to start.
Yeah. Because that's when we usually do.
Right. That's when we usually do it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the 2 weeks before the season starts or a week before the season starts. And that this way you know exactly, because we've had situations where someone had a career-ending year in preseason. So, and then you're kind of screwed. You're stuck. Can you imagine that? I mean, your number one pick goes down for the whole year, or 6 games, 7 games. Do you still draft him?
I mean, it's up to you guys. A lot of people were already pretty much thought, because we talked about this already like a week or 2 weeks ago. So I mean, we're just now thinking about changing it. So I mean, I don't know.
I just realized that it was next week, and that's my only opinion.
It's 2 weeks from now. It's not next week.
Well, it's the 27th.
27th.
They haven't even played a preseason game yet. You know what? How would you feel if we put it out there for a vote to everybody? And if John puts it on the site, we all vote. And if everybody wants to do the 27th, we'll do it the 27th.
And then if anyone wants to do it the later, then we'll pick another day.
Right. Well, I mean, I always like Labor Day weekend because it's the last weekend before the season starts. But if you guys want to go on the 24th, at least all the preseason games will be pretty much come to an end.
Yeah.
And we'll know who's hurt, who's not hurt.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially that last preseason game that's just going to be, no one's going to be starting. No.
Right. Because I mean, to be fair, if say somebody wants to draft for the Saints Tyler Shaw, but Spencer Rattler gets the job. So you drafted Tyler Shaw, but he's not going to start. Then you got to wait till the season starts before you can pick up anybody.
Yeah, you do have to wait till that's the other problem. Then it causes the chaos, which is everyone that has an injured player trying to trade.
Yeah, absolutely. John, I got some wild turkey.
Rare breed 116 proof for the draft party. Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Go ahead, Bob. Can you see that, or do you want me to read it?
Oh, go ahead. Let's see. I got it right here. When the Jets released Devontae Adams, Sean McVay and the Rams jumped the opportunity to sign him in free agency. McVay began recruiting the star receiver, going all out to get him to LA. His aggressive pitch worked because Adams signed a 2-year, $44 million, which he's making $22 million, which is awesome with the Rams. Returning home to California to play for a coach he had heard nothing but great things about. Adams has been with the Rams for a few months, and he say he's loved the time so far. He was on the Dan Patrick show this week and was effusive with praise for McVay when asked what the Rams coach is like. He goes, just like everybody says, I haven't heard anybody say anything different about McVay. I think of any coach ever spoken about to me, it's been the most uniform feedback ever. And then I got around him and he's validated all of it. So it looks like
he's a happy camper, Mr. Sharp.
He's a happy camper, Ray.
Right now. I love Bob emphasize it right now.
He's a happy camper right now, Ray.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. I mean, he's got two good weapons to throw the ball to. It's going to have to make, and let's be honest, we all know quarterbacks get comfortable with one or two guys.
Well, yeah, I mean, but here's the good part, right? So, who are you going to double? You're going to double Davante Adams. You're going to double Puka Nacua.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you throw a dime defense and you're going like zone coverage, but you're going to follow a safety on one of those guys, you know who's going to be wide open?
One of those guys,
Whittington, in the slot out of Texas. Whittington's going to be open, and then you got Tyler Ferguson, the rookie tight end. I mean, I just think that I think the Rams are in Super Bowl talk. Like I said, we were one play away last year.
Yeah,
one play, and that's after we fumbled twice on our side of the field.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you.
Yeah.
I just hope that I don't know. For me, like I said, I know that the quarterbacks like that one guy. Every quarterback does that to me, and I know that he's not that type of quarterback because he does spread the ball out a lot.
Oh, yeah.
He always does. I mean, I'm looking forward. I think we're gonna have a great year. I really do.
I think we're gonna have a great year too, and I think Davante Adams is gonna have a solid year, and I think he's gonna be really happy because he's gonna get a chance to slip on a Super Bowl ring at the end of the year.
Fine. Yeah, it's been a while for him. Green Bay Packers.
I don't think he's ever won one.
Didn't he win one? No, he left before they won one. Correct?
No, they won one with he wasn't on the team yet.
He wasn't on the team. So the year before he came onto the team.
I think the year or two before.
Yeah, okay. I always thought he had that ring.
No.
I always thought he had one. Did you know that ring? I always thought he had one ring.
Yeah,
I don't know why
he didn't have one.
Yeah.
No, he does not have a ring. He think they won it. Yeah, Tyler Ferguson, Jason. He's going to be the tight end for the Rams. He's going to start over Tyler Higbee.
Is he going to start over Higbee?
I would. I mean,
he didn't have a bad year, to be honest.
Higbee's solid, but come on.
Yeah. Big boy too, man.
Tyler Ferguson, man, he's a big kid.
Where do they find these fucking tight ends, man?
Oregon for Tyler Ferguson. Bowers came from Georgia.
It's just like you get to 6'5", 6'7". You can either stay at around 185 pounds, or you can go full out 225, 230 and be a tight end.
Well, Iowa always has good tight ends.
Yeah.
Right? That's where George Kittle's from. But basically Iowa brings them in as offensive linemen.
Yeah.
And if you get if you can run under a 5, then and trim you down a little bit, then you're like, okay, you're to be tight end.
Yeah, Coach Sy did that at Bayer. If you were a good offensive lineman and you had good hands, he would always try to make you into a tight end.
Right. Yeah, because you can still block, and then you can still go out for a pass.
You got some Raider talk, Ray?
Do I have some Raider talk?
Yeah. What are your hopes and dreams?
For what, the season?
Yeah.
Like, what do I expect that coming up
what do
in
you
the season?
got going on? What do you got going on?
I mean, nothing's going on. Training camp doesn't start for us until the 17th. But I mean, what I expect is pretty much what I already said. Like, I expect us to get at least 8 wins. I'm hopeful to get around the 10-win mark.
So Chip Kelly's your offense coordinator?
Yep.
Guy's got a brilliant mind.
Yes, it is. He may not be the best head coach, but he's
not head coach for Trail. That's the one thing that I regret about what the Rams did after the 2000 after the 1990 season where they won the Super Bowl, right? Everybody was trying to poach Mike Martz because he was an offensive guru, right? So they had Dick Vermeil step down and put Mike Martz in as the head coach. I mean, he's a great offensive mind. I just don't think he was a great head coach. And then Vermeil went to Kansas City.
Yeah. Well, too, you know what I find interesting, and it's not just, you know, does he have a great offensive mind? What I've noticed is like teams try to pick a coach that fits their look and their
yeah.
like at Pittsburgh is a perfect example. You know, you got to find that guy that's, you know, the 8 to 9 to 5 guy. No, actually, you know, your hardworking mind work. You know, that type of guy. You know, you always have to have that type of player too in Pittsburgh. Right. And it's funny. I find that it's kind of like the Raiders, and I'm making fun of the Raiders right here, but the Raiders picked last year for a coach, and it was the, you know, hey, the team player, the players love this guy.
Antonio Pierce.
He's a team guy. He's a play, you know, and then they realize this isn't going to work, you know, and you look at that situation now. If the Raiders win, then he fits that agenda. Yeah, you know, it's like, okay, yeah, we need that guy that's going to pat you on the back, constantly tell you you're doing a great job, you know, and just be the happy-go-lucky guy in the locker room, and you know, never have anything bad to say about anybody. Yeah. But he didn't win, and then he gets told that he just didn't have control of the team.
Right. Well, there's a good story back in the early 2000s. The Giants hired a guy named Tom Coughlin. He didn't take shit from anybody. It was his rules. If you're not 5 minutes early to the meeting, you're locked out.
Yeah.
So guys, you know, try to come in on time or a minute late, doors already locked. Mm-hmm. You know, then everyone's like, well, he's too much of a tyrant. Nobody wants to play for him. Nobody wants to play for him. You know, he's not going to work out. Nobody wants to play for him, blah, 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 blah. And what wind up happening is all the guys who bitched in and complained that he was being too hard on them eventually left the team. And you know what Tom Coughlin did? He beat the Patriots twice in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Okay, so you gotta lay some kind of structure and foundation. You can't be everybody's friend.
Yeah, I mean it's tough, especially when you just come off a draft. You know, going from college to the pros, and then you know, the college coach is going to be a little bit stricter on curfews and when you're supposed to be at practice, when you're not. You know, they're going to have certain situations, but when you get into the NFL, you got some coaches that are just like, hey, just show up to practice on time. Be in your room, your hotel room at 11 o'clock.
Right. Well, and you know, I mean,
now you're a grown man, and you know you're not playing for peanuts in college. Now you're getting a little bit of money, but before then you weren't getting paid. So now all of a sudden you're a millionaire.
Yeah,
you're an adult in your head, and you got some grown-ass man telling you got to be in your room by 11 o'clock. Yeah.
Well, this is another good story too. Is
another story.
Sorry, Ray. You know, sorry, but it's there was a kid at Georgia.
Look, he's in his story mode.
Yeah, Bear Alexander. Bear Alexander was supposed to be the next Jalen Carter. Big defensive tackle. Came in his freshman year. He played a little bit, but he's still back behind Jalen Carter. Mm-hmm. So Jalen Carter graduates, and Bear Alexander is going to be the next guy up, and he wanted more NIL money, and Georgia said, "Screw you."
Yeah.
So he goes, "Well, I'll go to USC,"
and
they overpaid him NIL money. Bear Alexander played 5-6 games because he sucked, because he wouldn't work out, he wouldn't be in shape. So now he's on his third program, and no one's heard from him since.
Yeah.
So you give you give people money, but you expect professionalism. You know, it's like Jerry Rice. He had a daily workout regimen. And even though he was the best, he did the same thing every day. And he told people, you want to come work out with me. He put his body through hell every day.
He's running the hills of San Francisco.
He was running hills, man. Yeah. And he was always in shape. And even though he was the best, he kept working to get better.
Yeah.
But you give some of these guys money and, you know.
Yeah.
So, what's the guy?
Well, how about you, Ray? You know, let's do this. Let's do Ray. You're in college. You got drafted. You're top 10 pick, Mr. Ray. You're working out. You're taking care of your body. You understand that your body and your mind is the most important thing. You're making millions of dollars, right? You're going to take care of your body.
Yeah, 100%.
100%. How about you, Mr. Sharp? You working out?
Oh, hell yeah. I'm going to work out because
You're going as an offensive lineman.
I don't care, but I want to get to the next level. I want to be in the Hall of Fame. I want to have a Super Bowl ring. I am not looking to be Jamarcus Russell.
How many
get 50 million and gain 30 pounds and play like shit?
What would you put it? I know it's tough to put a number on this, but how many kids you think are still like that? Where when you're a little kid, we all did that. Playing baseball at the park, and that imaginary swing, a home run, win Game 7. 2 out.
Oh yeah.
World Series.
Absolutely.
How many kids you think are still going into the NFL with that mentality of that I want to be a Hall of Famer, I want to win a Super Bowl?
It all depends, and don't get me wrong, I'm sorry, but it all depends on where you came from and what your growing up background is. If you're from the inner city and that's your way out, a lot of kids want the money, get the bling bling. I'm going to take care of my posse. You know what I mean? And they don't work out as hard because, look, man, I'm making 20 million a year. I don't need to work out every day. Yes, you do, because there's a punk ass kid making the league minimum who wants to take your job.
Yeah. I mean, that's how you have to look at it, right, Ray? I mean, you got drafted this year, but there's another draft coming a year from now, and there might be a guy in your spot that may be doing a better job than you. Or there's someone out there that's looking for a trade that plays the same position you play. That's a possible pick for your team. I mean, you have to go into it like that every time. Yeah. It's bad in football, but it's worse in the NBA.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm an NBA player and I got drafted and I made the team, I'm working my ass off because I know every year there's a draft coming, and there's 11 guys on a team. So there's not what is it, the NFL 60?
NFL
53. So you got a little, you can have an extra tight end and whatever. But in the NBA, there's you got 11 guys on the bench. That's it. So I'm working my butt off to make sure I stay on that team.
Right. But and that's just, like I said, that's just the mentality. So I think that's why the Raiders brought in Pete Carroll, because I'm sure, Ray, if you went back and looked at some of the games last year, how many games do you think they lost because they weren't disciplined enough? Making minimal mistakes, the same minimal mistakes over and over again.
Look, there's multiple games where I could point out where players were not disciplined or not putting in 100% effort, but it's also so hard because most of that responsibility fell to players that were not our first string, that were not our second string.
Sure.
We were tied for second or tied for first for most injured players in the league last year. All those players that we're having fill in and we're having try certain standards, and hopefully they meet certain expectations. It's hard to begin with that, these are backup guys, and then you add to it, like you pointed out, to lead to your question, how many players were there that weren't disciplined enough or weren't putting their all. You have these guys that are backups and they're not fully giving their full effort because of different reasons or not disciplined. Of course, it's going to be disastrous. So there's multiple games I could point that out, because even the beginning of the season, when we still had some of our starters, specifically someone who's no longer on our team, Jack Jones, one of the corners, he's not on our team no more because he wasn't disciplined. There was plays he was taking off, and he wasn't fully committing to these tackles and getting these guys down. So it really was just a very tough situation.
I'm with you, Ray, and I think a lot of that has to go towards a lot of the punishment, not punishment, but whatever the word I want to use there. I think goes to the coaches too. It's his responsibility to make sure those players are ready in those situations. I think there was a lot of bad clock management from the Raiders last year. And I think that's all to do to just, a rookie coach trying to be your best friend and trying to make sure he's keeping everybody happy. And granted, look, I mean, you're right. When you're a head coach and all your star players are injured and hurt, and you're starting to look down that, that look that coach has when he looks down the line, Bob's smiling because oh shit.
Yeah, no, I mean, look at the Niners last year. Debo got hurt, Purdy got hurt, McCaffrey got hurt. You know what I mean? It's just like every week it was like somebody was getting hurt on the Niners, and you're Mike Shanahan going, damn it.
What's your name again?
Damn it.
And see, look, look, that's a perfect example because look, that's a really good team. Yeah. And look what happened when they lost, just like we did, lost all their starters. Yeah. We were already a team that wasn't that good, given our roster, given our coaching staff, all of that. Yeah. We weren't expected to be, a contending, like a playoff team or anything like that. But then you see a team that was a playoff contending team, maybe even a Super Bowl contender. Look how terrible they did when their players went down, even with the good coaching staff that they have. So it's like you can only do so much with your players when you have certain players available, and then you mix in the pot of, like you pointed out, Bob, a coach, John, like you pointed out, a coach that's trying to be your best friend, that's not getting these guys disciplined and whipped into shape, and just has them showing up, giving them days off. Like, what are we doing? So, no, 100%. It's just a bad combination. A lot to do with that.
I mean, when you're looking down that line and you're trying to realize who can run this play. Does he know the play?
Well, see that's tough, where dude. Look I guess it was the first or second game of the season. We're playing the Lions, and we lost by 1 touchdown. Okay, but we've got a left tackle who was our third string left tackle. That guy couldn't stop Hutchinson coming off the edge to save his life.
Yeah,
but if we had our starter, Rams probably win that game.
Yeah,
because we were playing them tough. But the problem is once our other 2 left tackles got hurt, we were screwed.
Yeah. No, it's tough. I mean, I don't want to blame it's all on the players. A lot of that has to do with the way the Raiders performed. I think it has a lot of that it's 50-50. It's got to go towards the coaching 50-50. Staff. Yeah, I mean, and granted, he's he gets put in as an interim role, and I can't get that word out. And the prior season, right? Because they fire the coach, he comes in. We know what ends up happening in that situation. The players step up because they want to make sure that this guy gets, doesn't look like they made a bad decision bringing him up, and then they give him the job. And then I think a lot of it has to do with just how he runs the locker room, how he runs the game during game times, and it just felt like they made mistakes, crucial mistakes at points in times in games where I thought, hey, man, the Raiders are going to win this game.
Yeah.
And then, you got your mistake. But
so I heard a stat early on last week.
You heard one.
I heard one.
You heard one.
And it kind of makes sense why Pittsburgh since 1971 has been so consistent, right? Every year, except for a couple down years, right?
Yeah.
But every year.
The same head coach?
They've had 3 head coaches since 1970.
It's crazy.
Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, and Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
3 head coaches since 1970.
Yeah. Again, a working state, a working man's country, part of the country.
Plus, I think too, it's ownership. Working with the head coach.
Yeah.
Because it's the Rooney family, they still own it.
Yeah.
And I think now it's the 3rd generation of Rooneys that are running it. But it's a great working relationship.
Yeah.
And
I mean, there's a good time. There are situations where change is important and it can boost. And I think, with Pittsburgh, it's just like, hey, we know we didn't give you all the pieces you needed to win.
Right.
Let's try next year.
Yeah. But they're always consistent, and it's just like, and I was thinking back, I go, Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, Mike Tomlin. It's just like, all of them have won a Super Bowl. But they've always had, it's the blue collar. We're going to go defense first.
Yeah.
Blue collar defense first. And then let's see what the offense can do.
Smack you in the face.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just like, man, that's crazy though. And they're also talking about Tom Landry.
Oh,
so Tom Landry with the Cowboys is probably one of the greatest head football coaches ever. And then Jerry Jones buys the Cowboys.
Dude, what an error, though, Bob, man.
I know, but the first thing Jerry Jones did You fire Tom Landry, who's been your coach for 25 years, who's got you to like 4 or 5 Super Bowls, and you're going to fire him to bring in your best buddy, Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah.
Tom Landry didn't deserve that.
No, he didn't. But what was he in his 70s at that point?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
I mean, I would have let him, I would have let him go one more year and said, look, you got one more year, then I need you to step down.
I remember that situation, and I remember that conversation the owner had, and I remember him bringing up the fact that he felt that he was out of touch with the new current NFL.
And he probably was.
Yeah.
But he still had that discipline.
Yeah. I love that era because you look down the sidelines, there wasn't any ripped sweatshirts.
No,
the coaches weren't in fucking track suits.
Yeah,
and they weren't vaping. I love vaping.
They weren't vaping. You know what? Yeah, but you know what they were doing? Smoking Marlboros.
They were smoking Marlboros on the bench.
Hey Ray, go back to Super Bowl 4. Minnesota's playing Kansas City, and there's a great shot of Lenny Dawson, who is he's the quarterback for the Chiefs, and he's on the bench smoking a Marlboro.
Yes.
Then they go to the locker room, and Len Dawson is in the locker room. He's drinking a couple beers during halftime. Couple beers, smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
And then he comes back out, and he wins the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Against Minnesota. That was a great game.
Yeah, let me get this one. Las Vegas Raiders hit the jackpot during the 2019 NFL draft. Who did they select? He was from East Michigan. He was an Ed Rusher.
Max Crosby.
Who was
Max Crosby?
Don't help him out.
I knew that.
He knew. They waited to the number 106 overall pick in the 4th round to do so. Through 6 seasons, he has compiled 59.5 sacks, 105 tackles for a loss, as well as 9 forced fumbles. He's your guy.
Yeah. Max Crosby's the guy.
Anything
100%.
you want to add to that, man? I just thought we put some happiness in your face. Talk
honestly, I'm just looking forward to seeing a healthy season of Max Crosby, because when Max Crosby's healthy, there's nothing else you could ask for. He shows up. He's a leader. He's going to give it his all. He makes big plays and makes plays to win games sometimes. So I'm just happy to see him healthy, because last year he only played like 6 to 7 games, and all those games he was playing, or after the second game, he was playing on an injury after that point. Yeah. So for almost every game except the first game, playing on an injury, and then to be out the whole rest of the season, I'm just excited to see him after his, rehabilitation, seeing him get his leg right, to see him just have a full season from the start, healthy, and hopefully, he could play a full season without any injuries like he has in the past. Because when he's healthy, when he's on that field, man.
Yeah. ESPN, Jeremy Fowler pulled him.
Jeremy Fowler.
I'm sorry.
Fowler.
I
know.
Got him ranked number 4.
Oh, Max Crosby?
I'm not. Me personally, 100% put him as top 3. But I know the report you're talking about, they have Micah Parsons ahead of him. I disagree with that. But that's just me. Now I can understand where they're going from based off of last year, because Micah Parsons was healthy all year long, and I'm pretty sure played every game. Max Crosby only played a handful of games, and he was injured during those games. So look, I get it. It is what it is. But I just hope again he reclaims his throne as a top 3 edge rusher, joining T.J. Watt and Myles Garrett, because I know he's a top 3 edge rusher.
So here's a great shot.
I just
chasing down Mahomes.
Yeah, because you got Nick Bosa, Micah Parsons, T.J. Watt, Max Crosby. But you guys are forgetting a very important name.
Aiden Hutchinson. I agree.
All right, Aiden Hutchinson is good. He's good. Mm-hmm. This gentleman happened to win the Defensive Rookie of the Year, coming off the edge for the Rams.
Jared Verse.
He's got his buddy Braden Fisk next to him. Yeah. And then what there was a good story that Kobe Turner, the nose tackle, is going to have a really good year. Plus, they got Byron Young on the other side out of Tennessee. And now Chris Paul's going to probably start at the
Bob,
linebacker. It's going to be awesome.
You're the only 10 I see, Bob.
There you go. You're from Tennessee, John? You're the only 10 I see.
Look at Andre shake his head over there. It's like fucking dad joke.
Yeah, exactly.
John just threw out a dad joke.
Hey, John, can I buy you a drink to sleep with you first? Because I will if I have to.
I will if I have to.
Hey, that worked twice.
Ray, anything else? Oh, well, okay. I wanted to get into this.
Oh, wait. We forgot Myles Garrett.
Yeah, Myles Garrett. Go ahead.
Man. Yeah, no, he's top 10. He's not the man anymore.
Yeah, that's the Yahoo Sports. Does anybody still read Yahoo Sports? No.
No, they're all going because all the writers are going to the Athletic now.
Yeah. Mr. Sharp, I wanted to talk. I think I have him. Oh, not NBA, John.
WNBA?
Yeah. No, not WNBA.
Oh, come on, man. Let's talk about the girls.
You can go into that one.
It was a good week, man.
This is what I wanted to talk a little bit about. And
why? What's wrong with Cooper Flagg?
Nothing. We want to talk a little bit about Dallas pulled him out and said no more, and that was a smart move.
They don't want him to get hurt.
No, don't want to.
I was looking at
the numbers are insane.
But I was looking at their lineup. Yeah. You still got Kyrie.
Yeah.
You still got Clay.
Yeah.
And now you're adding a 19-year-old 7-footer who can shoot from the perimeter and plays like he
can run the post.
Yeah, he can. Dallas is going to be pretty good. Dallas is going to be pretty good. And can we just stop all this? Ray, I don't know how you feel about this, but can we just stop all the bullshit about Bronny James being a legend? Bronny James sucks. Bronny James will suck. Bronny James is only in the league because his dad wanted him to be in the league.
I think he put 31 up on him.
In the G League, in the Summer League. He's playing against, kids who were washing cars last year.
Yeah.
Bronny James is... Go ahead, Ray.
I don't ever think that Bronny James is ever going to be... In the next 10, 15 years... He's never going to be in that conversation as one of the best to ever do it, as a great, as some type of icon in the league. He's just going to be another player who pretty much, like you said, got drafted. Yeah, me personally, I won't say bench per se. I think he's gonna get some decent playing time and he's gonna be useful. But there might be a chance where he slides over to the bench, but I think he might have an okay career. I honestly think I see a couple of things where I can see him having an okay, decent career. But no, obviously nothing close to any of the best players, any of the greats that have ever done it. So,
yeah, I don't. It's and I've been reading because I'm bored, I'm broke, I have to stay at home, so I got to read a lot now. But the new ownership group in LA is really looking forward to dumping LeBron James.
Yeah, they are.
Because Matthew Johnson and that group don't see him as somebody who's going to lead them to a championship. And I wouldn't be surprised if JJ Redick gets cut as a coach too.
Yeah,
because he's an idiot.
Yeah,
I think that they want to go back to you've got Luka, that's their foundation. Okay, now you got to get some pieces to go around Luka.
Yeah.
That you can win with. And I think with what was the best thing for the NBA this year was Oklahoma won the championship and they played against Indiana. Okay, so you had a couple stars.
Was that good for the NBA?
It was awesome for the NBA. You know what I mean?
The numbers didn't show that.
But that doesn't mean shit. Yeah. It's you have a couple small market teams.
Yeah, no, it was good. It
got to the finals.
Yeah.
And you got a very young, talented team in Oklahoma City who won it all.
Yeah.
And the only reason why they won it, and I'm not going to say the only reason, I would love to have seen what would have happened if Tyrese Halliburton doesn't get hurt in the first quarter in Game 7.
Yeah.
I think Indiana could be hoisting their first title. And, technically Oklahoma City is their first title, but it's not because they used to be the Seattle Supersonics.
Whatever you want, Hunter.
They used to be the Seattle Supersonics, and then the Sonics won in '79 after they lost in '78 against the Washington Bullets. And by the way, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just saying we got some quick breaking news. Garrett Wilson has agreed to terms on a 4-year, $130 million extension.
Nice, Garrett Wilson, because Justin Fields needs someone to throw the ball to.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Yes, he does. Though, I mean, I think if Justin Fields if his offensive line will give him some help, I think Justin Fields can have a very solid year because you've already got your once in a generation running back. You've got Breece Hall, and you got a very talented Garrett Wilson on the outside. If you can bring in a couple other receivers or develop them when Garrett Wilson's double covered, I think the Jets. Matter of fact, I'm going to go out on a limb here. Okay, I think that the Jets have a better year than the Chicago Bears.
All right, real quick, we'll do this one. Mr. Bob, you can go ahead and do that one. AI is predicting the Super Bowl 2026 championship.
Yes.
Baltimore Ravens are considered a strong team and a contender.
Baltimore got a little bit better. They in their draft, they picked up a couple guys on defense. You still got Derrick Henry running the ball. Yeah. You do, and they're always going to be a force. Plus, you got Lamar Jackson. He's pissed because Josh Allen won MVP and he should have. But I'd give it to Josh Allen because he did more with less.
Yeah. Go ahead, Bob. Name the 4 teams on that list that AI says will win the Super Bowl.
The Ravens, the Bills, the Lions, and the 49ers.
Ray, your thoughts?
Well, obviously, I think the Ravens have a chance. I think the Bills have a chance. I think it's very difficult to really foresee the Niners having a chance, like a good chance that they used to. I think there's a small chance, right? But a good chance, I don't think it's there anymore. Just because you do lose Deebo Samuel. Brandon Ayuk is coming off of this injury. Juwan Jennings is being a diva, trying to get more money, so that's what he's focused on more right now. Christian McCaffrey, still last year when he came back off that injury, was not the same. So it's like, I don't see them being a Super Bowl contender anymore. I see them making playoffs or being able to make playoffs and make some noise, like win a game, maybe win 2 games tops, but make it all the way. No.
I think that even though they brought back Robert Saleh to be the defense coordinator, I think that they're still missing pieces on defense because I don't think Dre Greenlaw is going to ever be Dre Greenlaw again with his issues. Yeah, you got Michael Williams to be an edge rusher on the other side of Bosa, but you really didn't address the inside defensive tackles. Yeah, you gave Fred Warner a new contract, but who else is going to play linebacker?
Yeah.
And then what did you do?
The secondary.
To address your secondary. Yeah, you had 13 picks and you drafted a lot of people, but those guys take time to develop. I mean, look at the Rams last year. Their defense struggled the first 6 weeks, and then once everybody started clicking, it was incredible.
Yeah.
But I don't see them. I mean, I can't believe that every mock thing I look at has the Niners winning the West, and I don't.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
I don't get it.
Crazy.
Because if you put pressure on Brock Purdy, he falls apart. Yeah. He's Jim Everett. He's Jim Everett 2.0.
What I don't get, Bob, I'm with you on that whole thing. It's last year, all you heard was he isn't what everyone thinks he is as a quarterback.
No.
And now all of a sudden, 2026 comes around, he gets his deal. Now all of a sudden he's Joe Montana and they're going to win the Super Bowl. I'm like, you guys make up your mind. You're analysts. I get that. Last year, all we heard from ESPN, Yahoo Sports, NFL Network, that he isn't the piece that he's not the guy. He's not going to be the guy that's going to win a Super Bowl. He can't handle the pressure. He can't handle this. He can't do this. Now 2026 comes around and every single analyst out there has got the 49ers in the Super Bowl.
Right.
And I'm thinking, well, what happened? It's still the same guy.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I think, they're going to struggle winning the West. I think the Rams are still the front runner for the West. I really do.
Yeah.
But to win the Super Bowl, they're going to have to get past Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And they're going to have to get past the Lions.
Yeah.
And I think even Tampa Bay gives them a good run because Tampa Bay picked up a couple of good weapons in the draft.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not the guy who is going to give the keys to the Super Bowl to the Niners. I'm not. I can see some flaws, and if they can address the flaws, perfect, then they deserve it.
Yeah.
But I just see way too many flaws.
I see a couple of analysts got the Patriots in it. I'm like,
the Patriots will be a lot better.
They'll be a lot better, but in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I don't think that they're going to go to the Super Bowl because I don't see the Patriots beating the Bills, beating the Ravens, or beating the Chiefs.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
No.
But they did get some help.
Yeah. All right, guys, we are done. Ray, Mr. Sharp.
All right.
We will see everybody next week. You two fools look into the camera, and let's go Rams.
Go Rams.
Go Raiders.
There you go.
All right, Ray.